And I mainly I can see people who are experienced. I don't know if this will be sufficient meeting today.
Yeah, I think it might be because it's a bit late because a lot of people have work tomorrow, so maybe it's not optimal. But we'll give it a few more minutes.
Yo.
I mean, I am gonna record the the what's it called, the training, so people can check it out later if they will.
Hello?
Yo.
Hi.
Hello.
I need to quickly check the numbers of the team. So 1-5 is our point groups. No, 6. Sorry. 5 is assassins. Where's my
Do we like physically need to go to a spot?
No,
No.
no, no. I would like to just
Oh.
go through the very theoretical things right now because some of you know that, some of people don't know the basics about the spacing, about the moving and things like that. So yeah, so I'd like to just go through the things and make sure that we settle, let's say, the baseline about the spacing in the war because there is still a lot of to be done in this matter. So yeah. If somebody is thinking that the basic meeting like that is not for you, you can just drop. I think we will record that, and I think it will be a good idea to just post that for everybody in the Discord. But yeah, but I think that still it will be beneficial for us to just make the recording like that. So yeah, so let me share my screen. Okay. Let me just quickly prepare something. Okay. Are we ready with the recording? Can I start?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So guys, this is my. I mean, I just realized a few things based on my votes,
Mic off.
and I hope that you remember that I'm looking for your votes. It's not for just making, pointing your problems. This is the sorry, no, painting your lack
Charging
of skill or
battery.
things like that.
Mic
We are
on.
looking for things that could just help us to improve ourselves. One of the examples that this is the first few seconds of the war. If I just start playing my votes right now, you can see that we are very good shape. I start calling that we are going C, and all of you are going for the point, knowing that they are running over there, right? So most of our army just
Mic
goes straight
off.
to the bottom of the point instead of just cutting them on the top, right? And this is the, let's say, the first issue that I just realized only when I just watch my VOD, right? Because on a war I am focused on my enemies in front of me, right? So I won't be able to remember things like that, right? But some of you, like you say, the bows, okay, but bows shouldn't be in the first line. This is one thing, right? There is, I don't know, not much of our guys over here. All of you are going for the from the middle and just start fighting over there. And I think I just saw that in different vote. So this is one of the things that just come up with idea that we
You
should
got me.
we should start thinking about the spacing and the moving in the war. So what's happened is we are playing the zones, right? So let me just quickly prepare the situation that we are facing right now in my recording. This is the theoretical setup, right? Right now, this is 3 and 5 over here, and sorry, and this is the 4, right? So, first of all, I don't know where the 4 was, but yeah, never mind. Just situation that this happened. We are going for this, and they are attacking us this direction, right? They're going like that. What we should do is that we know that our setup for the point is always, I mean, if you are playing the certain zone, it's telling you always where you should aim for the next rotation. What does it mean? If we have a group that it's, I think 8 was playing top left, right? 7 is aiming top, bottom left, and 2 was top, if I could remember. Sorry, I need to.
Mic
Yeah,
on.
sorry, bottom. Yeah,
Bottom
so
right.
2 is always bottom. Yeah, sorry, and the last number. Yeah, the lower the. Yeah, okay, never mind. And 3 was top, right? Okay, so we have assassin stands over here, right? And we have our heavies, right? So the quite simple thing is that if you are playing like that and we are just standing over here or whatever, right? Like that, the main point is we are never aiming for the bottom point. We would like to just cut them as high as we can, right? What does it mean? It means that in these situations, we are going like this. Why like this? Because they are running very wide and they are aiming for this point, right? So what we'd like to do is that guys who are playing top, you are going, let's say, very straight to them, right? As soon as you can, and just aiming for their tail. Why like that? Because if they will go extend their salts like that, you have simple aim point for the healers and for the lights they are running behind the bruisers, right? Heavies always aiming for the campfire, and we should stay over here, and the assassins should stay after us, right? So what's happened is if they will run, let's say, still run like that, like I think it was visible in the VOD, in my recording, you can see they're going. So we should go with them, extend ourselves and go with them. Just, if their front line is running further to our right side, right, on the point C right now, people who is playing top, heavies, bruisers, whatever, right, all the guys who are playing Zerg right now, right, around the point, very close to the point, you should go with them together as long as they're running. Why? Because one of the main things that you are responsible for, you as a bruiser, as a Zerg teams, you cannot allow enemies to go behind your backs for your healers, right? This is why I'm always setting up as in a B, in a banana shape.
Mic
the same
off.
story is with the attack, right? I always setting us in a banana shape. Why? Because if we spread like that, the only way for them is go very wide around us, right? And what's happened if we just start pushing like that, for example, just make it simple example, right now they're attacking us on a B, right? Because this is quite common tactic as well in the current meta. They will gear check us on a B to change our focus on a B only, and then they will try push the one of the side points at the same time, right? What we got going is that if they will be, let's say, where is my, yeah, so let's say that this is the last two groups they are running on it. So this is their wing group, right? This is like, like our 8. They are just, just the end of the left front line, right? And the 3 is the end of the right front line. On the opposite side, you have the same teams, right? What you need to do is that if they will go like straight to the middle, right? We are closing them like that, going for the healers, easy win, right? But if they will go, and probably more experienced guys will go like that behind you guys, you need to go with them. And it's always task for last team that is there. If there is this gap and there is next team, then 7 is picking this up. You never allow guys just running through you for free, okay? This is why we are playing the banana shape, because thanks to that, if they will stack, we just close them, right? If they will go wide, we can just spread a little bit more and just, just secure all the gaps. You get that, right? So this is the same story with the point, right? We cannot just go from the point. We're aiming in the place where they will be in the next few seconds, right? So we shouldn't aim for the bottom of the point over here. No, we are aiming over here, right? All of us would like to just create let's say, just cut them and just force them to stack over here, right? We would like to just cut them and stack over here, right? And this is the problem, right? Because I just aiming from this point. Some of you just there, you should be already just standing over here, just start pushing them outside, right? But we are standing like people who are waiting. We are just stuck and we are waiting for the gravity well, right? We should be on a movement with them. We should be just running next to them and trying to find the best moment to just create the good front line. Right now we are spread, but not as a one army. We are spread because we are in the different places. Some of the people just fighting on our backs and things like that, right? Because we have too many gaps right now. We cannot just allow them to run like this from the points, right? One of the team could stop there on the right side. Heavy should be over here on the point with me, with the showers, things like that, and we should stop them. This cannot happen like that. And this is the same problem that we have right now as well with the regroups, because, for example, this is the attack mainly problem in our company, but let's just hope. But as well, this sometimes happen in the defense. So let's just discuss once briefly the attack, right? So, or maybe let's just focus on the defense right now. So yeah. So if we are playing right now the point, right? We are playing like that in the point, just without the assassins. We are playing on the point, right? That. And what's happened was they go behind us, just stuck over here and just push at the right side, right? The problem is that if you're losing the position, you're always moving to your friends on corresponding sides. You're trying to win this position, then push back to your zone. It's okay to drop further, right? I just realized that some of you that are not speaking on a game and you're some making a little bit small OPR playing that you're running around, let's say in your zone, but you're not playing together with the party. But most important thing is that is always following, try to regroup and then push back, right? So if they are stacking on the left, just allow this. Just give him, Morgan, they are stacking on the left. We lost left. What's happened then? We are moving our heavies over there. So we are creating first of all the wall that it's not allowing them to move for free through the point. This is one of the things. And then you can start pushing them like that from the around them, right? So what we are trying to say is that we are stacking them for you as the heavies, and you are going for the bikes for the lights, right? When you interrupt enough healers, and our right side will support us on a point, they will be on the next, I think 30 seconds will be died on in this left side, right? Because you interrupt the healers, assassins will interrupt the healers, we stack them and keep them in the place, you will kill them, right? This is very important to thinking about the zones, right? This is how the zones works, right? Because why we are playing like that? Because in this case, fuck, sorry. Yeah, so this is very important that if you're losing the position, just back where this more of your friends, wait, and then just start pushing, right? Sometimes it's okay for leave this position. I will see that from the point. Then this is why if somebody is listening to me on the word, because some of you I know that you muted me, but if you can realize that if somebody is losing, for example, the bottom left is losing, I always go heavy support the left, and then we are going there just support you. It's very easy for you then go around them, just go for the lights, right? We keep them contained, you kill the lights and then support us with the stack, okay? This is how we are pushing. Same story with the top sometimes. We are playing very low because they pushed us, then we are going heavy, very aggressive on the top, then you're going to go from the both sides and we're closing them and killing them, right? This is how we approach. And I think I have one of the examples like that on a B point when we just did, sorry for that. Yeah, so they stacked on the bottom, okay? So in this case, we have go there as a heavies and support there. We should regroup on the left side, on the right side. One thing, people are respawning going on straight to this clamp. This is not good call. You're going around this and just back to your zones. And what's happened is, where is this? This is my moment. I think, yeah, so here I'm just realized there is free casting healers on the top. I just say heavies, we are going to the contest them, I think. And it's this moment or the next, I don't remember. I don't have the timestamps, I forget to do this note. But what's happened is if we just start pushing them as a heavy, you can see that, for example, the Quebec was the top left group. They can go straight from the sides, right? Remember, bruisers, you don't want to fight them face to face. You would like to just use the heavies to force them to look on them and then go from the side and throw gravity well from behind or from the side, from the blind side, right? You're never throwing gravity when somebody is facing you. There is just a waste of the skill, right? So this is the very important thing, and yeah, this is why I'm thinking one of the things that I don't have enough votes to just realize that, but because of our lack of the support between the zones, and we are trying to play our best on the zones. It was looking great in the first minutes, and it was very fun. It was quite easy to stay alive in a point. I cannot just say anything, but what's happened is we didn't try to secure and support each other. So the problem is that what's happened is if we are in the defense, right? And we are losing the top like this, we should start playing a little bit bottom, right? So you are playing, let's say, around half of the height of the point, right? Heavies should play a same thing like that. We should play like that. And what's happened is when we try to contain them over here, or they are just stacking on the backs, and our assassins they're over there, we should go as the heavies bottom. If I'm calling support the bottom, then this is the good call for you to go and try to push them there, right? But if we will win, for example, the bottom, I think there was some moment like that we just wipe them on the bottom, start pushing to the top. What's happened in this case is that we are not all of us just pushing. Heavies just start playing top, 2 and 7 start killing people on it that just remain and just they're still struggling on the bottom, and 8 and 3 they're going around them for the second line, right? Something around here. And this is very important because in this case, I can leave the bottom point as a point because I know that my people will support me from the bottom, right? You know that you cannot you can just sneak them from the sides because heavies start containing them on the top and creating the front line for you. And this is the way how we would like to just attack. And always we are creating the like a, that this is maybe I think the one person just make me this example just gave about the game about the PvP in the new world, right? If you try to run after the chicken, you always be losing, right? Because they will be always running away from you. But if you just keep the people and start to, running, I mean just start closing the options to run away from the chicken, then it's quite easy and more, and it's quite easy and simple to catch the chicken, right? This is what I'm trying to say is that you need to just create the pressure from different directions to make sure that we can kill them, right? If we are just jumping straight as a one zerg, one direction of the attack to the people, it will be always lose for us because we are just helping them to just counterplay our push, right? So this is what is very important for this situation, that we should remember that, right? As well, in a defense, it's different in an offense, right? But in a defense, if we are defending the city, if you win your zone, you start supporting the point, right? You're not going anywhere. You just start supporting the point. If point is contained, then you can just support the other sides. And attack is different. Attack is a little bit different because if you are playing on the top, if you win your zone, you're going deeper, right? And you just start containing them a little bit further from the point, right? Same story with the bottom. You start supporting the point. If there is nothing on the bottom, then you're going for the top, but you're waiting mainly for the call for the caller, right? But in the defense, if you win your position, then start supporting the point. This is why in the many defense wars, you can see that defending team is standing like a 50 people on a point. Because if you win the zone, you start supporting this point. Because we don't care about the people who's running over there. Fuck them, they are out of the play, right? You're forcing them to come to you on a point because they need to kill us, right? So it's much easier for us to just wipe them on a point, jump outside, and things like that, right? And yeah, and that's it, right? The most important thing is that remember that if we are playing something like this, like a top, we are playing bottom or point, right? And for example, I will call guys, we are regrouping on a C, regrouping on a C. Let's say that there is a regroup, right? Let me just delete the assassins for the moment because they are a little bit different story for them, but okay. So you can see how I moved you, right? So you played on the bottom, right? Those two teams play on the deck, those teams plays on the top, those two teams plays on the point, right? So how we are pushing is if we are regrouping, for example, on a C, right? And I'm calling guys, regroup on the right side, regroup on the right side, right? So we're regrouping like this, creating the front line like that, right? So we are not allowing them to go for our backs. If there's somebody will try to push you over there, you're going with them. And they're creating a little bit more space between us, right? But we are sitting like that, and what's happened? If I'm calling that we are pushing, we are not all going like that. There's no point of that, right? We are not going as a 1-0 from the sea like that. No. If you're going top, you're going wide top. If you're going bottom, you're going wide bottom, and heavies, you're going straight from the top. Why is it like that? If they will pick the heavies, they won't kill us probably, they will just stuck on us. So it's much easier for you to go for the healers, right? For the lights, for the second line, right? If we go all like that, this is one gravity well, they stack us, catches, and kill us, right? So this is not how we are regrouping. So this is why it's very important. If you see there is many of the blues, for example, next to you, just go a little bit more, right? Just spread, force them to pick. If we are standing as a one decision, one option on the field, it's much easier to make decision for the color, right? If we spread and force them to, let's say, choose the direction where they need to just look, it's much easier for other side to just go around and kill and stagger and interrupt the healers, right? Because all of you, what is needed is not to stop on the first line on the bruisers. You're always going deeper for the second line for the healers, right? This is the point of the playing the zones, right? And yeah, and this is how we are pushing and rotating. This is very important, and I think that we messed up few times in the wars, and this is why I just went through that. Any questions, guys, about that? Sorry, I just lost my voice, but yeah.
Mic
I know
on.
that's the basics, right? So
It's just like for the basic topic. You said when they are running on C in the beginning,
Yeah.
the point groups, are they still staying on B?
No, this mainly the. I mean, there's two options. One, I'm dropping one team to the B and just leaving there. In our last war, I think I called Willow, one person to stay on a point because they won't be able to cap it so fast that we won't be able to rotate back, right? So I'm normally just leaving one heavy over there, right? And normally I just call it by name the person who is responsible for that. But normally, if we are rotating and I am calling that as a caller, we are calling as almost 50 people, right?
About that, I think what we heard, it was the whole group. The whole group was staying there. So I guess that's what we hear, that it's a whole 6 group. And to be honest, I know you trust Vilu to do the job on that. But if he's in a point group, it's really not much use because we won't kill people as fast. For example, if there will be only 3 people coming to be like in this situation, right? We are less likely to kill them fast as some flex group would do. So if you can assign just some flex group
wait a
and
second.
put
I
the
mean,
point group with the Zerg.
but wait a second.
Yeah, but that doesn't matter.
One thing. If we are talking about the standard rotation, of course, we are rotating as a 2 groups normal, right? One Zerg from the bottom, the one zone group from the bottom, flags Zerg group, and the assassins group. Always we're rotating as a 15 people. If we are standing on a B and we are fighting on a B, right? And there is somebody is contesting the side point, then we are rotating as a 50 people and heavy staying on a B, right? But if there is a first minute of the war and all of them like going to the side point, I can leave only the person who is just less, let's say, important right now for me in trying to catch the Zerg, right? Sorry, but medium bruiser will do better job for catching the Zerg that is pushing as a 50 than the heavy. And as well, I need to leave somebody who is, let's say, experienced enough to just using the stamina, be able to keep themselves alive against 5 people. This is why I'm lead the Willu. Okay.
I'm talking about the whole groups because we stayed as a whole group. That's what we heard. And that was point group. And I'm suggesting that it will be better to leave a flex group that can actually kill somebody. If you're leaving whole group, if you were trying to leave one guy there, just Vilo, I don't care. But what we heard on the last war was the whole group, and that's what I'm understanding.
So noted. Maybe I don't remember. Maybe it was full group. You're right. I need to check the comms. Maybe I think that I called the group. Yeah, you're right. So it was my miscalled. It should be one guy, or maybe it should be flex group. You're right with that. I'm fan of just leaving the one point group and just take the flex group with me, because for us on the C it's much easier to kill them faster and just back to the B, because probably they are just pushing C to just change our directions and just try to move us away from the B. So this is why just pushing the C, right? So it's much easier to go if higher numbers in the DPS, try to kill them as fast as we can and just back to the B, because probably when we wipe them, they would just respawn in the war camp and they would start pushing the B, right? So this is my approach for the tactics. But of course, I can just adjust my tactics and calls. No worries about that. Thank you very much for this advice. And I will change this. Yeah. Any other? Yeah.
One more thing. With that, basically what was spread in the roster, you left the flails on the B, leaving point like that, leaving them on the point. So it's up to you. I don't care about that. Just I wanted to bring it to your attention. And the second thing, I believe right after. Basically, in you look at the VOD, like the last minutes when there was full cap of the point, we were stacked on the right side. We were controlling the right side. We were kinda safe on there, but there was nothing on the opposing
Mic
side.
on.
And you called
Mic
to go
off.
to the left side and claim it, clear it. And I'm not sure what is the reason if that's because it was not executed properly. Like only few guys went and we basically clashed like few people into all what they were controlling and they just died, and more maybe followed a little bit later and they died also, and we lost the control. So you either make sure that people react to the call immediately together or at least as a whole groups, or if you do call like that, it won't end good. Basically, go to the point when the B is full blue. It was around there. Yeah, something like that. You see, most of the people are on right side, and I remember you calling the whole right side is like, I don't know, control or whatever you said, and you said to go to the other side. So just consider to yourself, if you want to play one side strong, and as you said, don't care about the people around, just collapse on them when they come to B, right, from the strong side. Or either make sure, if you're calling to collapse from the strong side to the other side, that people are coming together. Because I didn't see it, but most likely what happened is what I just said, that people didn't commit together, and we were at a disadvantage.
Don't worry, they start capping, don't... Let me just try to catch the call, okay? Wait a second.
10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2.
Okay, good job, guys, good job. Once again, heavy, move to the top. Healer standing on the point for free. Fuck. Be ready. I need to find the moment that you're talking because I cannot answer your question. I'm thinking, I mean, I always just jumping as the heavies. When I'm just saying that we are winning one side, I always call the heavies, we need to support the left side because first of all, we don't want to stay on a place where it is overcrowded as a points group. Second thing is that if there is many of us on the right side, probably we are outnumbered on the other side. So this is why I'm just calling all of that. I
Mic
don't remember
on.
I called that we should move all of us
Mic
from
off.
right to left. I'm normally just calling heavy, for example. I think, I don't know, since I think 1.5 years I didn't just call something that we are moving all of us to the one side, but yeah. Let me try to find the moment that you're talking about and...
2, 1.
Good fucking job, guys, good fucking job. This is how we're playing. Come on.
Basically, I think we can
Keep it
just
keep it like that. Don't
something
worry,
like
they
this
start
can
capping.
we can discuss after.
Don't
like,
worry,
after
yeah.
or
Very
just
good on the
chat.
points. Just focus on the
Because
zones, guys.
it takes
Focus on
time
heavy.
and
Yeah, I will try to find
find
this
such
and
things, like,
so yeah.
this training has a purpose to like answer like the basic questions or like explain how to play for people that don't know how to position themselves or something like this. So the more detailed questions like this, I think this is better to like go in chat or even go in the private calls later and just try to answer as we always do.
Yeah, Shiloh, if you could just find the moment of the war, and I mean, I will be happy to just play myself there.
Yeah.
As well, I don't know. It is presented that it's like I'm just make a bad calls. I don't think that it was bad call. I think it was just misunderstanding. Yes, I'm already just realized that we have a problem with the understanding the calls. This is why I'm just explaining a few things, because sometimes in a war, I'm just assuming that you're understanding your position, your task, and I'm calling, for example, that we need to move to the left. It doesn't mean that all of you are moving to the left. It means that if we are supporting the left, it means that heavy is supporting the left, 8 and 7 try to reclaim the left side, and 2 and 3 is just making sure that the right side is not collapsing, right? This is the mean the left and strongs, right? I'm not saying that all of us are going to the left, right? This is just a suicide. We're not want to stack on on one side because we're giving the other side for the free, right? But yeah, this is why we are mythic, right? What happens, guys, is that if we are pushing the top, guys who are playing top, you are just going from the second line. Heavies just try to support you. The bottom is containing the bottom and the point, right? To make sure that it's not collapsing. We are not losing place where we have the less people right now, right? Same story. If we are supporting the left side as a heavy or bottom left, then the top and free should make sure that we are not losing right now the top, because there is no more heavies that will support you on the top, right? And two should maybe support this zone or support the point as well, right? To make sure that we are not losing the right side. Depends on the situation where you have more enemies, right?
Mic
And this
on.
is what I'm trying to say, that if we are moving to the left, of course, I very like this because it's very sufficient that if we have two groups of heavies, let me just select that, and I say, okay, heavies, we cap them, we wipe them a little bit, we click,
Mic off.
I'm calling unstack, we are backing to the middle of the point, and then I say, okay, guys, we have a problem on the right, go right, go top, and we were going like that, we can just easily support them and just still just keeping the cap in a, let's say, in a certain level that is comfortable for us for the war, right? This is why I'm saying calling heavy support the bottom left and things like that, right? So I don't think that it's a bad approach for the point. It's, of course, it's forcing us to play as a let's say, just following all the points groups should follow my goal, right? Because there is no point that one will go there and somebody will just stay in another place. Of course, this is just a mistake. But if I can be honest, I don't think that is a bad approach for playing on the point. And yeah, so this is how we are trying to force. Okay, if we are losing, for example, the right side, what should happen, like I said, right, we are just try to regroup or just try to play like that. Mainly, if you need to make a decision as a team, you start dropping the top, right? Just start playing the bottom, wait for the response, they rejoining them, and you can push. And when you can push is very important, guys. This is why I'm all the time I'm just telling on the wars the response timers. You should always push when the timers are short. So if you have a 15 seconds to the response, you can play a little bit more aggressive, because if you died, you have 5 seconds respawn. If I'm calling, guys, there is a 30 seconds response and you try to be hero in this moment, you will be waiting for the respawn 30 seconds, right? So if you respawn after 5 seconds, you're running something around 15 seconds to the point, you still have something like 15 seconds of the game on in your zone. If you just died after 60 seconds, you have 15 seconds for the running, so you have 45 seconds to be back to the game, right? So math is simple, right? You need to play around the response, around the cooldowns, around the times, because it's very important, right? This is why I'm always calling that, guys, we are trying to kill them in the long response. And the timers are more crucial in defense. Why? Because we are trying to kill them and make us life easier on a point if we kill them on a long response, right? Second thing, you can try to be aggressive and reclaim the position when you have a short response, because it's much easier for you to back to the game, and you are not just leaving us without person for the long time. And in the fourth side is very important, because if I'm calling that this response, for example, there is 15 seconds to the response, all of you should be inside the fort, just playing around the point, survive. Our respawn just appeared. I mean, all of us just respawning, and then we are going for the point and just bump them together. If you just died right now, we are still. So let's say, let's do this example. We have 15 people dead, right? So we are playing 35 people. What's happened if you just died after the respawn? For example, 10 people will just died after the respawn, right? Only 5 people will be just additional to the points situation. That's not good, right? But if these 15 people, instead of just be hero, will contain themselves, survive, and they will survive around the point, and next 10 people will respawn, then we have 25 people, right? This is it's better, right? So this is what I'm saying, like, sometimes you need to play around the cooldowns, right? And around the things like that. And this is one thing as well. So please keep in mind, I'm trying to help you with that. So this is why it's very important to not mute me on the wars, because I always have this stream that is running in the back, and I always counting the response for you, right? And always reminding you about the 12 seconds, 50 seconds, 10 seconds, and response. Sometimes I'm calling the attack around the response. And if there is long response, I'm just going, guys, be careful, survive. 45 seconds, right? 45 seconds. This means that if you died right now, there is a long respawn, right? So you, after this call, you should put everything what you have to make sure that you won't be in a dangerous situation. You always try to play when there is more blues guys than the red guys around you, right? And this is these timers are longer, right? When the timers are short, then you can be a little bit more aggressive. But this is the point, right? I hope you understand that. So timers, we just go through the timers, we go through the zones. What else I need to explain? We will be back to the fourth side, but one more thing I just want to mention. Oh yeah, one thing, guys. I saw some of you that you're playing as like, let's say like a free 2p persons, and the rest of you guys are dead, and you're trying to contain your still winning your zone, right? This is a suicide. It's better for you just go somewhere, regroup, and then go white, for example, like that, and just jump back for your position from behind them, right? It's better like that to just go regroup, collect all the 5 people in one place, and just go, right? Instead of just trying to keep big. What's happened? It's once again, guys, is something called the respawn desynchronizations, and this is what we are forcing enemies to do, right? If we have a desync in a respawns, it's end of the war for us. What does it mean? That if I am a bruiser and I'm standing here and I'm waiting for my friend to just run from the fort after the respawn, if I died before he come to the point, I'm leaving him without support. He will do the same thing. He will try to keep alive, just fight here. They will use all the potions, all the stamina. You're respawning, you start running, you're just somewhere around here. He died, and you can just run like that all the fucking time, and you won't be able to see your friend never again on a war, right? This is what's very important, to be, be, let's say, cautious, be aware that you need to sometimes step back, wait for your team, and then attack. Okay, it's not it's not about the big hero, right? And just suicide in the places that you won't be winning, right? It's about just keeping the point and playing as a team, right? So this is much easier. What what you can do in this situation is that if you're losing your position, most of you are dead or something, right? Just go to the place where you can see more blues guys, right? Keep yourself there, right? Just if you see that there is other team that is winning the zone, okay, just go there, wait for your friends, help them to contain this position. You're just making this position a little bit stronger, right? Because they have 1, 2, 3 more people right now there, right? If you are a GVG or bruiser, it is always useful to have more of them in the zone, right? Because of all the skills and combo that you have, and it's very easy for those roles, for example, to follow other team without the comms, right? If you see that there is gravity well from your friend on from other team, if you're a bruiser or somebody, you know what to do, right? So you don't need to comms to just help them there. You're just standing them for the next 12 seconds. Your friends just respawn, they back to you, and then you start creating the option to push your zone, right? There's no point of just going there and just died. The more problematic decision that I can see in our wars is that if you are playing this, I mean, in the bottom, I just saw that, right? What's happened when we are losing the bottom? You start pushing yourself back to the respawn. This is not how we are playing, guys. We cannot allow them. This is why I'm just trying to learn you that if you're losing your zone, you're moving to the different zone. And try to make sure that this zone will be a little bit stronger. Why? Because we always stay next to the point. If you just push like that, then we are like a 2 Zergs. It's much easier for them to contain us. We cannot help you. You can help us on a point. And as well, you're out of the play. This is right now. This is the same situation like for me as a caller, for people on a point, if you are standing over here or playing over here, or you're just died and you're respawning, it doesn't matter because it's the same situation. And if you're thinking that you are fighting with people over here and you're making a value, no, this is not the value. The value is that if you lose the position, you're not going outside the point, you're not going far to the point, you're going to the different zone and try to keep yourself there and then start reclaiming the position back, okay? Any questions about that? Okay, guys. One more thing, because I don't want to make this meeting long, because it's very late, and I would like to just make it maybe those meetings. I will just schedule them a little bit more often for you, with the small amount of the knowledge that I will prepare for you based on the novots and situations that they most recent in our company. And yeah, and just like that, we will just implementing small things at the time, right? So what I'm trying to say is that this is the one thing that I already just realized, and what we said is that the IGVGs are still the most important things on the point groups, and not only in the point groups but on the gates. And guys, if we are losing the last point, right? Only experienced guys can jump outside the point. What you need to do when we are losing is, I mean, I know there's not all of our group numbers, but let's just imagine that there is 10 groups right now in a fort, right? What you need to do when we are losing last point is go inside, find your friends, because probably we most of you are wiped when we just try to all in on the last point, right? Regroup yourself, set up your position to defend the gates. If you see that there is, let's say, 5 versus 5, then you can try to jump on them, but there is no more like a 50 guys, then don't go there, right? But most important thing is that if you're responsible for the gate, you shouldn't jumping on the gate, because this is what's happened. I just back to the fort like always, because this is what's happening and doing always when I know that I'm responsible, right? I'm playing the point group, I'm responsible for the middle gate. Sorry, this is not just the moment. Come on. Okay, so yeah, so you can see I'm respawn and just jump. I just realized, okay, we lose the point. Back to inside. What's happened is I just back here, and there is not many of us over here, and I just double check if I have a potions. This is the good time to rebuy everything what you need, because probably you missing some. And I already just see, okay, we have people on a B. There's nothing on the right side. There's nothing on the left side. Okay, probably I saw some nicknames on the right side, so probably people were fighting outside
Charging
the gate.
battery.
Great, good job, guys. You contained them a little bit longer. But what's happened is that there's only 2 people on the middle gate. I try to, let's say, use back over here to just hit them behind the
I
wall.
remember that part. When we jumped down, we realised we probably shouldn't because we couldn't get back in.
Yeah. And this is what's happened, because so you're jumping only when you're first. What's happened is, this is the checklist what you need to do. Go inside, regroup, assess the situation, right? Leave your AGVG or whatever inside to make sure that there will be somebody who will be helping inside with the IG or somebody, right? You can see that there's somebody who is standing behind the gate waiting for them, right? With the kegs, with things like that. Because if you jump outside and you will be aggressive, there is only one bruiser needed to just stop 15 people from clicking E and going back to the fort. And it's okay, I waste 1 minute of the war. I got it, okay? I heard some in the past the argument that why war, Morgan, you're just backing, giving him the space for the regroup, right? But as well, we need to regroup. We want them to go inside, right? They need to come to us. We don't need to just go there, just die and help them with the winning the war, right? This is what's happened, right? And I just start calling that we need to back inside. And because probably of that is somebody, most of you are just fighting on the gates, because I don't know, because like I said, we don't have a lot of votes from this war. And please, guys, I'm very needed that to improve my calls, improve the tactics, the positioning for your teams and things like that. So yeah, so please record your votes and upload them. But yeah, this is the example what's happened when we are not focusing in the first place on our task, but we are focusing on the damage, stats in the war, and we are jumping and we are doing something that we shouldn't do, right? And yeah, of course, I can agree that I said at the beginning of the war that you can jump and just fight them and be aggressive. I say that, I know, but I mean, just assume that you can jump only when you secured your task, right? When you secured the gates. When you are feeling that there is let's say, potential in this jump, you can do it, right? But this is not the first thing that you are doing when we are starting the fort, right? This is not the first thing that you are thinking about. The first thing is that we should be able to create the better position, the better front line in each gate to slow them down. And the gates is the perfect place to kill them, right? They're just stuck in one place. So why we don't use that, right? We are jumping, and as well, and in this new meta, one thing that is very important, we are no longer, I think, the jumps when they destroying the gates is a good idea, because most of us are very fucking tanky, and if there is more than 10, 15 people, it will be very hard for you to kill them if you jump as a one team. But jumps after the push will be very efficient in this meta, because lights is very easier right now to the kill. So if you would like to just make a good jump in the future, just keep in mind, lesson learned, my suggestion is to wait them to push. If they will go inside, jump and kill the healers, right? This is the better push, because if you kill those healers, then you go for the backs and you will kill them as well, right? But if you jump on them with they are just stacking on a gate, trying to destroy them, just standing in one place, you are jumping on the medium guys or heavy guys, there's no point of jumping that, because probably you will just waste your skills and time, okay? So this is very important, that your first of thing that you are doing in the war is secure your task, secure the objective. Objective of the war is capture the point, contain the gates, and then you, after that, if you are sure that everything is secure, we meet those requirements, then you can just be aggressive, right? Another way, this is how we should approach, right? We are not starting with the aggression. We are not starting with the kills. We are starting with the objectives, right? This is why I'm so, guys, sometimes in the wars, I'm saying, guys, hold your skills, keep in life, right? Survive, buy a time a little bit, right? Wait for friends. When we have more numbers, then we will be aggressive, right? Or maybe we win the bottom, then we can play top, right? But everything needs to be done in the process, right? In the steps. We cannot just start with the aggression and killing when we don't know what's happening with our gates. And same story with an attack, guys, right? You cannot push inside where other gate is, for example, just have a problems with going inside, or we are waiting for regroup, right? Because you're wasting your potential. We probably will die inside, and then when we will push, one side will be weaker, right? So this is why very important that discipline in the wars is very important to keep us as a 50, as a working one roster, instead of just, I don't know, just random guys playing the OPR in the war, right? This is what I'm trying to say. Any questions about this, the objectives and things like that? I know this is very basic information, but I would like to just settle this down, because I think we never just make let's say statements, or we just define what is the what priorities we should take from the wars, right? Anything from more experienced guys who would like to just add something and share, right? Because I think the
Mic on.
The group learning is the best way how we can improve. So
I think you pretty much covered it all, with the regroups and the respawn dissing, and keep in mind the respawn timer. That's like one of the most important things in war. To know when to back out, when to attack, when to save cooldowns. You need to be on point with your management. So and like probably one of the most important points you made when you die, or some of your teammates die, regroup and re-engage as a 5. Until then, support other quadrants or completely disengage and regroup. Because as you said, if one dies, then another one dies, then you're always just trickling and you're never playing as a 5 again.
Yeah.
So in short, just use common sense, logic.
Yeah.
And no ooga booga, and you're good to go.
Pretty much, yeah.
One more thing about the teams, guys. I think that I just realized, because I already just played with few teams. I don't know how it's looking on the different teams, but I'm afraid that most of us are not just silence in the wars. It's not acceptable. I know some of us that don't know each other, things like that. But for example, I had a war that I was in a party with 2 SNSs, I think, and 2 healers. I never heard that I'm receiving any targets, or I'm receiving any where is the sacred ground, right? Or what the SNS is just doing, right? Or they died, or they are staying with me. And I don't have a problem with that. I'm not saying that they are just the mistake, guys.
I'm guilty of that. I was one of the healers.
I was in your party. I was one of the SNS. Was my first time in the Outguard war. But I also, I was keeping quiet because I didn't want to mess up your calling. And I had...
It's my problem. It's my problem that I'm sitting with you on the TeamSpeak. You should,
Yeah,
be,
yeah.
you know, I mean,
Mic
guys,
on.
you need to be you need to be a little bit egoistic about yourself, because if you are calling your movement, you're helping your, let's say, yourself mainly. Because if you're saying, guys, I'm pushing to the top, killers will start repositioning to help you on the top, right? If there will be too much, you know, they cannot just contain all of us in the party just looking on a war, right? There's too many things going on that they will know how to. But if you just say, okay, I'm moving to the top, or I just back into the bottom, right? And he say, okay, if you're going to the top, I will give you the sacred. And maybe you're not talking like that, but you know, he just can think like that.
Just call out your location. It's a
Yeah.
lot easier.
This is
Yeah.
one thing that you can do. Second
But
thing
I
is that
think I think it's a good idea if like 4 or 5 people before the war are appointed to in Discord just call out their things, right?
Oh, that's a good idea. I did something similar in a different company that we met a little bit earlier for the war, and the last 5 minutes was, okay, guys, just unmute yourself in the TeamSpeak, speak about the tactic, ask yourself how you'd like to approach as a 5 to this position that you're playing, right? Just make sure that you know each other. Just ask who is the main bruiser, who is the healer, right?
Mic
What
off.
skills healers has, right? So yeah, I think that we can just utilize this
Mic
as well.
on.
But we need to meet a little bit earlier than 15 minutes before the war. I'm sorry, I'm not pointing you guys that you played bad, right? Because I always had the sacred on my ass, right? It was quite simple for me to just survive in the points, right? But I'm saying that it will be much easier for me because sometimes I'm so focusing on the calling. And for example, if you say you're my second, I mean, you're my additional eyes, mainly in my team. I will just start with my perspective, the caller, right? This is why I'm sitting on a TeamSpeak, because, for example, I can hear that my killer just start yelling that we have a lot of assassins on the backs, right? I can hear that one of my assassins just died, so I cannot be so aggressive on the point. This is the additional information that I'm just receiving, right?
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, it's really like basic stuff. Like for example, in my group, I'm BBIG. I go in and I always call out my skills. I'm nading the clump, Ace at blast, night shot, disengage. I'm disengaging fully. I'm in tomb. Don't heal me. Okay, heal me now. And that's really useful information for my healer, for example, because if I disengage and in tomb and I don't say anything and he sees that I'm low HP, he's just gonna waste that heal on me. It's better to put that heal to somebody else. And it's those small things that make in the grand scheme of things major difference.
And as well, I don't, this is my group, right? But it's easy for me to just talking because I'm, this guy who is just talking to everybody is not cannot just speak with you in TeamSpeak. But this is more important, the communications in normal groups, right? Where you don't have a caller, because like just as Valmor just mentioned, right? You need to make sure that you knows where you have your ultimates, right? You can only kill in this meta when you just stack all your fucking combos in the same time. If you're just playing not around your cooldowns, you're just throwing your skills without thinking, then you are okay. You are making numbers, but it's not useful for war, right? So just ask if you are a void and you have a scream, right? Ask your bruiser when he has the gravity wall, right? If he said 2 seconds, you can keep this scream. If he said that, oh, I don't have a gravity, 25 seconds, just use your fucking scream, because you have a crit and you have the second scream after that, right? You can see the value about one simple question that is just took, I don't know, 3 seconds. You know what I mean, right? If you have a vines, what's the point just throwing the vines without the thinking, right? It's better, for example, to just ask, hey, guys, you have the Dito or you have a combo? Yes, we have a combo. I have vines, I have vines, I'm going to the bottom, right? And you just catch the 5 guys and they just have a very simple job to just catch them and just kill them, right? This is how we should approach that, right? This is very important to just speak together. And I think as well, it's very simple skill to learn on the OPRs, guys, because you can just go with random guy who never speak on a Discord. Just go to OPR and just start talking about your positioning, what you're
Mic
doing.
off.
You need to disengage. I need to go outside.
Mic
right?
on.
Just make this feeling that you're talking what you're doing in the game. I know it's in the beginning it's hard, but after that, right now I'm playing with somebody, I cannot just speak about the normal life, because if I'm on OPR, it's just all the time fucking speaking about my skills.
Yeah.
But this is how it works, right? We are just focusing on the PvP, right? I have hundreds of words behind me, and I cannot just play without telling what I'm doing in the PvP, right?
I mean, comms in itself are just, you know, a skill you have to develop. I know when I started warring, I wasn't talking nearly as much as I do now, and now it's just second nature. I don't even think about it anymore, and it's providing a lot of value to the rest of the team members, you know.
And yeah, guys,
When
about the
will
yeah, go on, sorry.
when will we get fixed groups? For me personally, it would be easier to learn the commands and learn how to play with each other when I have a fixed group with some people
I think it's
and
difficult at the
train
moment,
that.
though, because the whole meta's changed, so it's difficult to try and put everyone together and know when everyone's finalised.
The good news is that JD with the Ponyat, they are working on leaders, and we're trying to find a person who will be, let's say, the baseline for the team, and the person who knows that we know that it could just be communicative and will share the calls with everybody, and we try to adjust the people based on the playstyle that the group should represent, and just keep this like that. Maybe rotate the few people, but yeah, we are thinking about maybe not the fixed groups, because we use 50 slots on the war, and right now I think 60 people just answered my questionnaire, and I think it's not all of us in the company, right? So to make sure that we should be able to be flexible and rotate, but yeah, mainly we're trying to make sure that you will be playing around the same nicknames in the same positions, because as well you can see that there is different requirements from the top players
Mic
than the
off.
bottom players and the point players and things like that. So probably yeah, right. So we will try to make sure that we have a group of people that is the bottom players, and we try to make sure that they're playing good. But for future, if you're looking, I don't know. I mean, I hope the OG will be the the last disbanding company in this game, and I'm just just wishing that for us. But if something will be happened, no matter what's happened, I can go whatever I will play, and I always just be communicating the same way, right? So I know that in the beginning it's hard, but this is the good skill for this game, and it's much easier to make your life a little bit more simpler, and you will be enjoying more wars because of that. You start communicating with the people, right? You're talking. I'm working IT, so I don't have people to speak up during the day. So this is one of my options to just speaking with the people, right? So
Can we maybe work a little more with the events in Discord? For example, have a OPR event every day or every 2 days at 9 o'clock or something. I have sometimes problems to find people for OPR. I just chat in the company. I'm one of 5. So, and maybe I get 1 or maybe I get 2 other people. And I'm healer, and one is melee, the other one is assassin. Yeah. It's hard to communicate in such groups. And when we have like events and have a date at 9 o'clock with 10 people,
Mic on.
we can form groups and look what fits.
I mean, I cannot promise you that I'll always be available to organize things like that. I very like the company OPRs because it's just increasing the level of the AP OPRs. First of all, second thing, we can just play in the different setups and just learn the different people and different play styles and things like that. I don't think that is always going in the same squads is a good idea because you're just improving your communication skills in the PvP in the game. But we will see. But what I try and say is that my proposition is that maybe Ponyat will help me with that. We can just make a questionnaire, just make a, let's say, saint hour, right, in our company that always, every day at, let's say 7 p.m. we have this war channel that we are always, whoever is want to play the OPRs in the 7 p.m. go there and just set up the group and just go, right? And we just can announce this every day, but I cannot promise I will be always there and I will helping you to organize yourself there, right? So this is the problem with those
Mic
OPRs,
off.
right? As well, we have
Mic
very
on.
few things like basic things like the meetings like that, vote recordings. I mean, we need to watch votes together, and so you can see that if I will just doing that, I will just don't have a time for just normal playing and things like and just analyzing the wars, right? So as well, we are company, we're a group of, let's say, trying to be groups of friends, right? Of at least people who are tolerating each other. So we can, all of you have this tool to organize the OPR. There's, just, hey guys, 7 p.m. More of us, more fun, right? And just announce it, just write it and just try to set up the group, right? You don't need two leaders for that.
Yeah, I mean, we can for example, I don't know, set up like a fixed VC for OPRs and a channel where people can like team up and whatever, ping each other, you know, work between themselves, you know, the groups and whatnot. We can announce like, I don't know, every day or every other day from, I don't know, 7 CET until 10 CET in the evening, you know, there will be OPR groups forming, you know, just jump in, grab somebody and, you know, have some fun. It doesn't have to be your fixed group from the war.
Yeah.
You know.
And why I'm so mentioning the communication right now, because the meta is shifting to the more, I mean, it was before expansion. Right now it's a little bit worse. I mean, the situation is more worse right now. What I'm trying to say, sorry about my English, but I'm a little bit tired. This is the Mika RS. Maybe some of you don't know this guy or not. I don't like this guy, if I can be honest. But this record is very good because you can see that there is 2 good companies from the server, a fresh server. And you can imagine that if you watch what's happened on the A point, there is no such thing like in the past that you're going to the clump, you're wiping the clump, and you're winning the point. There is no, this game just, you know, this is the game from the 2 years ago, right? Right now is that you're jumping, using your combo as a team, surviving, waiting for the combo, trying to play your zone, try to put, you know, win the space in a different place.
Charging battery.
When you have a combo, then you once again, and we're jumping and, you know, we're going in and out, in and out, in and out, forcing them to, let's say, after the 6 or 7 jump to the point, they will finally make some mistakes and we kill maybe few of them, right? This is how the war games works right now. So there is no option that you can play OPR right now in the war and you just luckily just put one good combo on a stack and we win the point. No, you need to play for the 3/4 minute good as a party and just, you know, constantly doing the same thing, right? Jump in, try to kill, disengage, try to reclaim your position, wait for the cooldowns, kill and try kill again, right? And this is how the wars looks like right now. You cannot just make this, you know, one simple whack just on a point, just wipe them, right? You can see just going with the combo, they're not dying, disengage, right? And again, just find the space, make space around the point, just keep yourself, wait for the cooldowns, and once again, go for the point, right? And so you can see that there's all the fucking time they're standing on the top, they're not dying, right? But this is how the game looks like right now on a competitive level.
Yeah,
there's no way.
Just war of attrition, you just grind them down slowly.
Yeah, you're grinding down. Sorry, but to make sure that you know, the more attempts we do to kill them like that, the much easier for us will be to capture the point, right? Because some of them finally, okay, after three attempts, they just wipe them, okay? But if they will kill us in the first attempt, then we need to make a regroup. Some of you don't listen my calls. You're not regrouping with me, and then we have this thing in the respawns, and we are fighting, let's say something like 30-40, 30-45 on a point, and we are always just dying, right? This is what's happening, right? You need to just go there, play around the cooldowns, know what you can do with your setup. If your team is not there, just support the other side or something like Mika is doing right now. Of course, please don't take the movement on playing from the Mika videos, because you need to one thing remember: this guy is always playing with the pocket healer, so you won't be able to get, let's say, from the situation like he is just going there, because he always have a team where there is a healer who is just there is a, let's say, order to this healer that the first thing that you are doing is always put all the heals to the Mika, right? And then just think about the rest, right?
Yeah.
So please don't take any, let's say, advices how to move, how to play from the war as a Mika, but you can watch this just like to just look how the two good companies are fighting on a point and how hard it is for them to just force them to make a mistake on a point, right? And this is what's happened, and this is only the A point, right? In the fort, it's much harder because you have a gate, you have less space to find them a place to just run away, right? So this is very important that you need to understand that you need to be able as a party to just keep yourself alive and just try to play more cautious about the respawns, about your cooldowns, play as a team, and remember that if you don't wipe them after 3 combos, fuck it, right? You need to just try once again, one more, and you will kill them, right? But we cannot just give up after one kill, right? After few combos tried that you didn't kill anybody, right? It's not that the game right now is working. You just need to stay there, just make space, wait for the combo, and help each other, right? And that's it, right? This let's say the summarize. This quick summary. Yeah, this is how I would like to just end this meeting. Any questions, guys, or any advice?
I appreciate the talk. Really good.
Yeah.
All the new information. Thank you.
If somebody still has some doubts or would like to just ask, I'm looking forward for one-on-one meetings. I don't have a problem to just invest sometimes for you. So if you are afraid to just ask right now, or you don't know, or you are not present today with us and you're watching the recording, yeah, just ping me and we'll schedule the time, and I can just make this one-on-one meeting, just help you and explain this based on the recordings that I have or based on your votes from the past, right? Sorry guys, but this 1 hour is a little bit late, but I think that is so. Yeah, try to implement that. Trying to already just guys practice this on the OPRs, right? Be proactive. Find the people who would like to just play with you and practice this as well, right? I know 50 people won't be so active and willing to progress like some of us here, but just focus on you, right? As long as you are progressing as a you and you have enjoying that, it will be more beneficial just pointing that somebody else is not doing that, okay? So just focus on yourself, make sure that you're a better person every day in a PvP, and it will be much easier for all of us, okay? And guys, heads up, because it was hard war, good war, and we are very close to the winning this war, because we lost because of our mistakes, not because this company was good, right? So this is the good news, right? Because everything is in our hands, right? It was. I mean, I will say that we are in a better position when you have a company that is better than you. You did everything to beat them, and you're still losing, right? This is the hard situation. Right now, we don't have this hard situation because they're a shitty company, if I can be honest, and we just lose because of our mistakes, right? Because missed calls, because forgetting about the objectives. But guys, right? We need to. I think, based on my experience, we need to play something around 6-7 wars to be good 50 when the new project, new companies start feeling themselves as a one team, right? Right now we are just a group of the people who try to create a new project, right? But just give it time, just a little bit more patient, and I think it will be quite easy for us to dominate this server.
Mic on.
Right, sounds good.
Yeah, good talk.
Sounds good.
See you guys. I'm gonna go to sleep.
Yeah, thanks guys.
Yeah, see you.
Bye.
Bye.
Cheers, guys.
Can you post that and just public on the Discord?
Okay, thanks.
More. How to pronounce your fucking nickname? Sorry.
Valmoria.
Valmoria. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll upload it now.